Hello there. Bear with me. I'm not used to public speaking. I'm Colonel Kevin Terrel, with the leader and founder of the Ohio Valley Freedom Fighters. We're a public constitutional militia with members in both Kentucky and Indiana. Authorized by the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, we are open to membership to patriots of all ages, sexes, and race. Those who would be willing to stand up and fight for liberty. The Founding Fathers preferred a militia system as the best defense of a free country. Since it is made up of the citizens themselves, who know better than the people at recognizing threats to their lives, community, and way of life. It is not the National Guard. That was not established until over 100 years after the Revolution. I'll get used to this mic in a minute. Nowadays, the National Guard is majorly deployed overseas, leaving the country at least partially undefended. We are the original Homeland Security, not the paid agents that today masquerade as such in ninja outfits, dressed in black to intimidate the people with their faces covered to keep them from being accountable for their actions. I have even been shown proof that they consider the Founding Fathers, such as George Washington, Sam Adams, and Thomas Jefferson, to be the terrorists of old. No wonder they've written famous reports or infamous reports like that MIAC report, where pretty much everybody but the ACLU is considered a dangerous right-wing radical. Now our group, we're self-equipped, unpaid volunteers. We do what we do, including being here today, entirely out of patriotism. Unless you are a member of the active military, it's your historical, constitutional, and moral duty to participate in a citizens' militia. And I'd say this, shame on those who are either too busy or too scared or too apathetic to step up. I know that modern life's demanding. It's real hard to make a living nowadays. But isn't your freedom, that of your children, worth the effort and risk? Our people come from all walks of life and segments of society. More than half are U.S. military veterans. Some have fought many different wars. Bishop over here got out of the sandbox here recently. My friend Pat over there, he told me that he didn't go to Vietnam as a young Marine and fight communists so that he'd forget his oath and let them take over his country here. Oh, Red Dog, where are you? Raise your hand. He's worn this country's uniform 3 different times as he felt the need to come to its service. We're proud that today he is in militia tiger stripes, protecting this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. To those now in the active service, thank you. We support you. Be safe. Be an oath keeper, a 3%er. When your tour is up, consider joining us. We want your training and experience. To the young men and women thinking about enlisting, consider the militias as an alternative. Rather than being deployed far away on a questionable mission or for the profits of a globalist New World Order, you'll stay here at home where you can protect your family and friends. We are here with you today to celebrate our right to keep and bear arms. And we're damn lucky to live in a state like Kentucky, which is so firearms friendly. Okay. Anyway, the British aren't coming. It is the Soviet socialists that have occupied our capital. It might as well be Moscow on the Potomac. Hell, we had more freedom and less regulation under King George. That's the one of England, not the Bushes. The Russian author Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote in his famous book, The Gulag Archipelago, about how they lamented and regretted when they were locked up in the labor camps that if they had met that knock on the door with pitchforks, clubs, pokers, whatever they had, the terror would have stopped, because eventually the regime would have run out of agents willing to be secret police. Now we stand now, I think, at the threshold of that in the United States of America. The difference is we still have guns. The question is, do we have the courage and the spirit of our forefathers? Our people do. Today we want to tell the Marxist control freaks out there, don't dare cross that bridge. But we know they will. We, the militia, and hopefully with your support, stand ready without apologies. Because what we have to be forced upon us is not from a legitimate government or the American values of self-reliance and independence. If you want to be a European, move. The Declaration of Independence, here at the bottom, says that when a government is no longer beneficial or responsive to the people, it is our right and our duty to change it. That's right. Now, some citizens are holding out hope that the upcoming elections will better things. And you know, we'll wait and see. Lots of us believe that maybe that's an unreliable, considering the fact that the Fabian progressive socialists have been chipping away at our foundations well over 100 years. Regardless, the founders make sure we had Plan B, Second Amendment. You know what that is. I'm going to finish up here in a minute. The treasonous left-wing socialist politicians and their lapdogs in the press have gotten a wedgie here recently in their underpants over the tea parties and a little broken glass. I sure hope they're out there today. If they had read history, they should know and fear what came after those events over 200 years ago. This latest forced health care bill, which is really about people control, the same thing as gun control, is the modern day equivalent of the 1765 Stamp Act. It's only more disastrous to our freedom, living, way of life, etc. History, it seems, is ready to repeat itself. After a long and costly civil war that is imminent and sure to be forced upon us, we are taking note of the treason, those who are responsible for the treason, and eventually they will be held accountable. I advise the press to start getting it right from this moment on and stop aiding and abetting un-American activity. Like the Tories of old, the worst shall be hung, most will be exiled, and you know, I'm a roofing contractor, I have a little bit of tar, somebody got some feathers for the only partially guilty. In closing, let me implore you to keep the torch of freedom burning bright. Tell you that God bless the Republic, death to the New World Order. We shall prevail. Freedom, while we live, shall not go quietly into the night. Those of you feel the same way, be ready to run to the sounds of the guns. Do your part at least. Leave beans, bullets, and Band-Aids on the porch. Because believe me, we don't have anybody helping us except what we can scratch out after providing for our families. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.